This is Dan Ferrisi, Group Director of Content and Editorial, Industrial and Tech here at Emerald. So happy to be joined by my friend Rob Miner, who is Technical Sales Engineer with Peerless-AV. Topic of conversation is, of course, DirectView LED, aligning with our DVLED deep dive, which will be all over our website in the coming weeks, and of course in the May-June issue of CI+SSI. We're super excited to be covering all things DVLED, and of course, few companies know the category better than Peerless, which is why we wanted to invite Rob on today. Thank you, Rob, for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me. Glad to be here.
Always a pleasure to catch up with you, sir. And let's get started right away. So DVLED adoption continues to expand across a wide range of applications. You know this as well as I do. What would you say are some of the trends that are influencing how DVLED is being designed and deployed today?
Well, I think there's a big push towards standardization and scalability. Integrators want solutions that they can deploy repeatedly with confidence and not reinvent the wheel every single time. Because it all boils down to how quickly you can get that mount system up on the wall, how quickly you can get the displays up and running to limit the downtime with the end client. But we're also seeing more complex applications, outdoor, curved, and architecturally integrated installs. One which we were just working on right now is a mosaic. And they all require more engineering and precise mounting solutions. And overall, there's a shift towards more total solution accountability that encompasses everything from A to Z. And at the end of the day, accessible deployment isn't just about the display. It's about how well everything behind it is designed and supported.
So video wall projects are clearly becoming more complex. They're becoming more customized. Where would you say integrators are seeing the biggest challenges when it comes to executing successful DVLED installs? Because ultimately it's about outcome assurance, right? Having highly successful applications.
Totally agree. And there's two things that I'm actually seeing in the marketplace. One is the site readiness. We still see projects where the wall conditions, the structural support, or power and data planning aren't fully resolved before the installation begins. There's also times where it's not a complete dust and dirt-free environment. I mean, that environment's okay for the mount system, but if you're doing the mount system and the displays back-to-back, it's not a good environment for those displays. And that incorporates another trip on site to after the mount system is done, the millwork is complete, the area is completely clean, to come back and now attach those displays to the mount. You kind of want to do it all in one full swoop to eliminate the downtime in between the mount and the displays and get it all done in one fell swoop. The other big challenge, I think, is the coordination. Especially with big projects, they involve multiple trades. We have the AV, we have the electrical contractors, we have the structural contractors. And if the coordination isn't right and that project manager getting everyone involved, things can quickly get off track immediately.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. And ultimately, again, we're talking about outcome assurance, and that means having high quality mounting. I don't know why sometimes mounting is overlooked early in the process, but it's an absolutely critical factor in that final outcome that we're talking about. So how should integrators better integrate mounting considerations into overall system design, knowing that it is so important to that final outcome?
Like you mentioned, it starts all in the design phase. It impacts everything from the structural, the pixel alignment, to the service, to the installation time. It needs to be considered alongside the display, but not after it's been selected. And of course, early collaboration is the key. Bringing the mounting manufacturer, such as Peerless-AV or someone else, into the conversation up front helps identify potential issues with the wall conditions, tolerance, or even serviceability before they become a problem in the field. And a prime example is just working with a systems integrator, and where it's not only Peerless-AV on the phone, it's the display OEM, it's the system integrator, it's the architect, and it's a structural, we'll call it the construction company that's building the wall surface. All five of us are on the phone and on web calls, making sure that we're all aligned with each other, because with it being a concave wall system, we don't want to be off. We don't want the display manufacturer to be at one radii, Peerless-AV's mount to be at a second radii, and the mount and the wall structure to be at a third radii. So in essence, we just want to collaborate, make sure all our drawings are correct, and we're all seeing the same thing before we even go forward with engineering drawings.
Total operational alignment. I completely get it. So as far as DVLED goes, one of the things that I love most about it is the opportunity for creative and non-traditional applications. And we're continuing to see those applications emerge. Can you share a little bit about how having the right mounting partner can help unlock flexibility while also ensuring that structural integrity and precision that you were just alluding to that must be right on point?
Agreed. The right partner brings engineering expertise to the table early. It helps translates a creative vision into something that's structurally sound and buildable. It's whether it's a curve, corner, or unique architectural integration, such as a mosaic that I mentioned earlier that we were working on. You need a system that's designed for that level of precision, and it can't really be adaptable in the field. So even though we're designing it on paper, it's a factory certified test after it's been designed. I'm sorry, after it's been in production and prior to being packaged to be delivered into the field, because you want to make sure that it is going to be built on site as it has been built in the factory. Because with something such as a mosaic or a concave curve or a convex curve, you really can't adapt it in the field. There are small modifications you can make, but overall it has to be exact. And it has to be flexible. Like I mentioned, I know it has to be exact to what we're required, but flexibility really comes in from having a strong modular foundation. And when mounting systems are engineered to be configurable, you can support a wide range of designs without sacrificing alignment or stability.
So when you're thinking about a DVLED installation, rather, you're thinking about a full life cycle, right? I mean, this is not something like a set of earbuds. You're thinking about this in terms of the full life cycle of a very significant investment. So what would you say integrators should prioritize when choosing a mounting manufacturer to ensure that long-term reliability, that serviceability, that support, not just for today, not just for tomorrow, but for years in the future, the full life cycle of this?
I think there's two things. One is making sure that you have a mount system that has that micro level X, Y, and Z axis adjustment, because even a fraction of an inch can throw off the visual uniformity, resulting in an image that appears warped. Not only that, you're going to see your white lines, you'll see black lines when you're viewing the image off axis. The other one is don't overlook thermal expansion or structural movement. Thermal expansion of the displays. When the displays are when the displays are powered on and running, those pixels do get hot and they expand. And you don't want the seams of your video wall to be butted up hard against each other, and then those pixels start to expand, and now you're getting those white lines at the seams. You want to avoid that. And you want to ensure that any type of structural movement, you don't want to mount hard panels edge to edge without accounting for expansion or contraction, like I mentioned. And it's just like concrete, how it undergoes under the hot sun and why sidewalks have expansion joints for every few feet. You want to be able to accommodate those types of movements, especially in terms of like earthquake zones or areas that have faults. They're going to have the expansion joints within the walls. You want to make sure your mount system is also going to be somewhat flexible to accommodate that as well. So in essence, to reiterate, it's make sure your mount system has micro adjustment. It accounts for thermal expansion as well as structural movement if needed.
Great points, Rob, and thank you so much for really a mind-expanding conversation. Every time I speak with you, I learn something, and DVLED is such an exciting and important category, and Peerless-AV is so well positioned to be a thought leader, especially on the mounting side of it. I really appreciate the opportunity and the education you've given me.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me again.
Always a pleasure to talk to Rob Miner, who is technical sales engineer with Peerless-AV. You can see him and the team at booth C8725 in Las Vegas at InfoComm. Again, booth C8725. I know that I will be there. My name is Dan Ferrisi. I'm Group Director of Content and Editorial, Industrial and Tech here at Emerald. Please do keep your eyes on commercialintegrator.com and CI+SSI's print issue for our big, exciting signature DVLED deep dive, which will cover all things DVLED. Rob, great to see you again, and we will talk soon.